How's it going, guys? My name is TheSwollenGamer, and welcome back to Swollen Comments. It has been a little bit since I've actually recorded a video at my setup. I know, I apologize, I left you guys hanging a little bit this past weekend, but I was a little bit busy, but you guys will see that video soon. It was for a good reason. I'm sure some of you already know if you follow me on twitter.com/TheSwollenGamer. Okay, guys, I really need to record this because I gotta go to class very soon. It's 9:30 in the morning. Probably should have started this 30 minutes ago. I probably should have. But you know what? I'm a procrastinator. I'm shit. So, last week, I asked you guys, what is like the worst ending of a friendship or any kind of relationship for that matter? John Miller says, worst relationship, broke up with a girl. 3 days later, she tells me she has a girlfriend. I turned her lesbian. And then Bonty Games says, welcome to the future. I'm happy to see you guys interacting with each other in the comment section. Brady Kell says, my worst was when she said dick's out for Harambe and took out a dick, it was hers. Spooby Jim Jr. says, so last year I made like these 3 BFFs and I started disliking one of them. So I was really awkward to her and it was horrible. But that's not it, folks. There's more shit from these 3 bitches. So at the end of the year, they ignored me, and being the sensitive freak that I am, I cried multiple times, and on the last day of school, one of the girls started making sure everyone ignored me. So yeah, they suck. What a bunch of bitches. It's disgusting. Disgusts me. Can't believe they did that. Alex Gaming says, well, my worst relationship ending, there was 7, but I'll choose this. There was 7 relationships or 7 bad endings? There were 7, but I'll choose this one because it's the worst one. So my girlfriend called me on the phone and asked me if I wanted to go out for a walk. We were talking about us and the future and stuff, went for ice cream and said I'm going to a WC. What does WC mean? And I waited and waited. 30 minutes later, she is kissing another dude that I know, and I punched that friend and now I never talked to her again. Damn, that sucks. Bonty Game says, so there is this kid who I hate and he annoys me all the time, so let's call him Kirito. So we were at an assembly and I made a joke and he misheard and told me to shut up. When we were in 2nd grade, he told me his dad would push everything off of the table, glasses and all, and tell him to clean it. Damn! So I said, sorry you're abused at home. Long story short, Kirito made up some bullshit about me saying his parents didn't love him, which is probably the truth. And we had to go to like the vice headmistress and work it out. That just sounds evil. That's just an evil title. Vice Headmistress. Must be a British thing, but here that's like your cookie cutter bad guy antagonist in a family friendly film about a couple of kids who are trying to go on adventures and skip school. He was in tears. I wasn't, and I'm surprised that I wasn't, but I worked out and went to the field day. He still annoys my ass to this day, and I still want to suck him one, but I can't. Damn it. You try to be a good friend, you try to be a good person, and sometimes it just blows up in your face. Okay, I am not gonna screw up this name again. Literally, a bunch of you guys corrected me, and then literally one of my friends who watches my video texted me and corrected me because they were so assaulted by my enunciation of this name. Because it's like from anime or something. And I was like, okay. Sasuke Uchiha. Alright? I know my anime. It says, my worst relationship is with a girl. I say girl because I didn't want to say the name. That's totally fine. We were dating for a couple of months and we had fun and I really liked her and she seemed to really like me. So one day I thought I would ask her to the dance at my school, and so I did. In the lunchroom, my friends told everyone to be quiet. Oh god, that's kind of awkward. I didn't really want that, but I went for it anyway, and I asked her and she started to laugh and said, do you really think I like you? I was doing it for a dare. Only my heart shattered into pieces at that moment. Barely breathe. I could hear everyone whispering and laughing at me, and then she called me pathetic and I passed out first from the stress. This is not real, right? And not being able to breathe, the school called an ambulance and they took me to the hospital. When I woke up, I couldn't stop crying and I was heartbroken in this and thought I would never find anyone else again. What the f***? This is a made-up story, right? Please. What? If this is real, dude, that girl deserves to go to hell. I don't care what grade this is in. That is insane. But thing is, guys, what's crazy is I've gotten other comments like similar to this where girls act like they're interested in somebody for like a dare or something. Why don't you put that skill to good use? You could join like the CIA or something and try to infiltrate some bad guys with your seductivity, your false seductivity. Suck. Victor Freyr03 says, my worst relationship is when I broke up with my GF and she did a diss track. That probably would make up for everything, I would think. As long as there's emojis that pop up on the screen. And it's, of course, a video diss track. Sharmar Sagyash? I feel like I'm still saying that one wrong. My school is going great, and I have my best classes for first period, and my worst relationship was when I kept asking him if he liked anyone else, and and he ended it so fast, I almost won the Grammy for the fastest breakup ever. FML. You're 8. That doesn't count. I don't even count my freshman high school relationship as a See, I can't even say it without the air quotes. Bruce the Soldier says, I've not lost any friends before, at least that I can remember. I make good friends, but I also have new friends. But one girl I did like, we weren't exactly friends, but we knew each other. She actually dated a guy before and a girl, and that's the last I've seen of her. I could care less. I have no emotions. By the way, thanks for showing my comment. I appreciate it. No problem, buddy. Thanks for watching and commenting. Asa Dunn says, so if you couldn't tell by my picture, I really want to get really good looking. Just kidding. I really want to go to Michigan State University. Me and my best friend share the same dream. So KY love life is gone? What does that mean? I don't know. Non-existent. I'm 14 and I know this. Anyway, imagine my surprise when I found out my friend got a GF. Oh, he meant my love life, okay. So we were cool as a unit for about 4 months, and then my school got a field trip, so to guess where? MSU. So my friend, his girlfriend, and I planned this ahead of time. Like way the freak ahead of time. We planned that me and my friend would spend most of the day together. Seeing as though we were each other's only friends and his GF had like 17 friends, we thought it was a good idea. Guess what happened? His girlfriend interfered on the trip for the majority of the trip. I had to eat alone at MSU's cafeteria. That sucks, dude. Oh, almost forgot. Turns out his GF is a lying, cheating, cover your ears children. That's the only word to describe her. A dream trip for both of us was ruined by one girl. By the way, I talked to him. He says he was miserable the entire time. So it was for the better. Till this day, we both still kind of joke around about her. Oh, and by the way, how's Ohio State treating you? That's fine. Thanks for asking. I'm currently in the second week. I finally got most of my classes sorted out. Last week was a complete cluster, which is part of the reason why I didn't get up very many videos. I really want to get back into this. I really want to get in tune with my new schedule because I'm still not quite there yet. So I can like plan, okay, during this time I'm going to record videos and this time I'm going to edit videos and so on. So I really need to get back into all that. Definitely a lot of toxic relationships around that age. And it's also interesting. There have been several relationships in the past where I would observe, right? Whether it's my friends or whoever. Like you can tell just by how like they act around each other and act towards each other if it's going to last or not. And sure enough, like fast forward a couple months or even a year or longer, and you always see that awkward Facebook tension where, oh, they're not in each other's profile pictures anymore, or, oh, they're not Facebook official anymore. Rainbow Chan is dank, says. When I was a kid, I hit my friend with a basketball. I never saw her again. Oh, are you this kid?
Hey ladies, fuck you.
Gangster Joey says, my worst friendship ending thing was when I kicked my best friend at the time in the balls by accident when I was playing soccer for the rest of the school life. He ignored me. Don't ever stop YouTube or I would get Keemstar to leak your location. Oh, come on. Everyone could use a solid kick in the balls from time to time, I think. Stop Motion Films says, a near-death experience. What the freak? That's not what I asked, but I'll go ahead and read it. When I was like 4 or something, I was on my lawn doing, I don't know, playing with the grass. And then a freaking python slithers up, and from God knows where, there's a creek right on the opposite side of my house, and I freaking played, not sexually small, with the snake. After playing with Monty Python for like 5 minutes and screamed, Dad! A magic tube! He came out and screamed and literally kicked the thing. I'm fine now, but if you live in Australia, then watch out. Yeah, man, those Australian creatures will screw you up really quick. The Loot Dead says, story time. This year, one of my friends bashed into my nose with his head. Then we weren't friends for 3 days. Then we were friends again. Yay. Also, somebody who isn't my friend anymore shot me with a toy gun. Yay. Lord Pig Steve says, I got friend-zoned. Yep. What's Your Reflex says, worst relationship ending would be, oh shit, fam. So there was this lesbian girl, right? She was an anus. She was also a lesbian. What the freak does that mean? And she liked my girlfriend, who I'm still dating. And my mom was taking us home from marching band, and she was freaking out and texting my GF in the backseat and saying I was a horrible person, and my GF told me, and I went off on her in the car. With my mom driving, we haven't talked since. Go me! Rin says, well, it happened about 2 months ago. We still are, in a group of 5 girls on Messenger. And we just got home after we took an important exam, and suddenly, everyone was arguing on social medias because one of the answers in the exams was wrong. It actually wasn't. They just didn't pay attention to the diagram, and 2 of the girls were so upset because they put the wrong one and shit. We argued for like 30 minutes over the diagram. Both decided to leave the group and block us. Nice. But it's all over. We're friends again. Yay! Kill myself. NJ and Master says, this one's recent, but I'm pretty okay with sharing it. I had this one friend that I was pretty cool with. We went to the same middle school and we separated when I changed high schools. I was pretty sad until later. I was still connected with some of my other friends, and they told me that he used my email to make a Tinder account. What the freak? Thankfully, I was able to shut the account down, but man, I was pissed. That's a spicy prank. He pranked. Pranked, bitch! Bro. Pranked! Bean says, my worst friendship ending doesn't exist. Because I have no friends. Lily Sweet says, my worst relationship with someone was when I was 12. Well, that's your first red flag. I met a guy who kept showing me off to his friends, and it made me creeped out a bit. He's a 12-year-old boy. Of course, he thinks like you're like a toy. Okay, sorry. Then one day he came up to me and started acting all sexy in front of me, but I ignored him because I thought he was joking, but apparently he wasn't, so I pushed him off because I was starting to get annoyed and scared. He just called me a slut and walked away. Lauren Thompson says, okay, well, this is gonna be fun to talk about. My worst friendship ending was recent, and it was with a best friend of 4 years. She started to ignore me in the apartment building we both lived in at school, and when I messaged her, she wouldn't reply. She used the excuse that it was her finals exams and she had been studying 24/7, but she'd look at my messages and then ignore them, all while sharing and posting things to Facebook. I never get nervous easy, and the whole thing caused quite a bit of worry for me, and by the end of it, I told her that she could go find someone else who wouldn't mind being blatantly ignored. So fun! Helene Schmidt says, some years ago, I had a friend, and we would always argue about everything. Then we'd yell at each other and not see each other for the rest of the day. The next day we would be best friends again, until one day we argued so much that we didn't become best friends again. Now I cannot even remember what the argument was about. Dude, that's eerie. Isn't that crazy? How stuff like that can like cause something permanent, like an ending of a friendship or relationship, but the actual thing that was so bad, right, that caused like the ending of it, you don't even remember what it was about. That's eerie. That's just a little creepy. It gets under my skin just a little bit. Kind of like a little tick. Sucking all my blood out. Eddie Savage. I like your last name, so I'm gonna read yours. My sister hacked my Facebook and nonchalantly put me in a relationship with a guy I'd been seeing. Oh God. I didn't see it until like 2 days later because I never checked my Facebook, so I didn't delete it. I got like 300 likes and a butt ton of comments like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you, 2 heart eyes emoji. And wow, my 2 favorite people on. Then like the next week, he told me he was moving to another state and ended things. Kill me. Oh no. I had to go back to being single on Facebook for about 4 days. Still the longest relationship I've had. Goals. P.S. He lives in the same place, so thanks, sister. LOL, super awkward between us now. I'm dead inside. I think I am going to call that. Thank you so much for all of your comments. I am out of time. Yeah, I'm out of time, guys. I'm sorry. So next week, I saw this before and I liked it. So Fonzie Barrican says, what is your worst nightmare? I did a similar one like a couple months ago with, it was like your biggest fear or something like that. But like your worst nightmare that you actually had, or just like your potential, what could be, that would be like the worst possible scenario for you. So either way, there's some leeway with this one. Oh yeah, so for my story, I almost forgot. High school, relationship, ending. I feel like this is a slam poem. I used to work at a wing place, right? And I was cooking in the kitchen. It was like this. I don't think you guys know what I'm talking about. I was working in the kitchen, right? I was cooking. Sorry you had to see that. So I come outside after a long shift. I'm sweaty. I'm greasy. I get back to my car, which I think a couple weeks after that I got broken into, but that's a story for another time. I get in my car. I look up. On my windshield, there's a little plastic baggie with a piece of paper in it. And I'm like, okay, what's this about? At this point, I'm really nervous. I don't know what's going on. So I get out of the car. I pick up the baggie, I open it up, I open the note. And it's basically this long drawn out message as it's a breakup. Yeah, my girlfriend at the time, she wrote a note to break up with me and left it on my windshield. And this isn't, I mean, this was technically after I graduated high school. This was like right before college started. I mean, obviously it was immaturity, but oh, dude, it was crazy. Like, I couldn't believe that shit. Like, that was so pathetic. So I guess that's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by leaving a like. Subscribe to join the Swollen family, and I'll see your beautiful faces in the next one. Goodbye.